Hello friends and welcome back to the channel, Season 36, War 9. Today we're taking on EMNMZ, which I think is pronounced M&M's. My team today is going to be Apocalypse, Hulkling, and you know we couldn't get through a Season of War without me bringing Void. So here he is. We're actually going to be taking the boss today with Void. So let's jump right in. Alright, first up we have an ULTRON on Node 4. Void unfortunately does not have the attacker tactic. So we will be a bit limited on where we can use him on the path, but I thought I would give him some work in early. This is a pretty easy fight, just a diversity play on this node. We won't be able to reverse ULTRON's regen, of course, because of the Indomitable node, but we will be able to shut it off completely once Void gets his debuffs active. I do have a major input drop on this fight. It cost me about a third of my health, so I'm like, it drops the last hit of my combo, and Void ended up just standing there. And taking a 5-hit to the face. So I think it's right on this next combo here. Parry, 1, 2, 3. It drops my 4th hit, and then he just stands there and takes a hit, and the bleed's ticking me down. So that really sucks. It's always very frustrating when you lose a significant portion of your health because of input issues. Especially so in war, because the potions are so expensive, whether you're using loyalty or whether you're using units. But other than that, we're just, playing this fight pretty normally. I'm not, I'm hitting into him when he has the evade, but I'm doing it intentionally just to get rid of it, and I know that I can either, dex right away or parry right away after. Parrying him when I'm seeing his self-repair trigger, but other than that, again, this is a very easy fight. It sucks that I lost a third of my health to a bug, but, that's going to happen sometimes. Down he goes. Alright, next up we have a Guillotine 2099 on Node 13. This is actually a subscriber, so shout out to X Allison. A very sloppy fight on my part for sure. I miss a parry early on, as you're going to see. Went in with Hulkling to avoid the power drain on the special 1 here. So we get one combo in. I miss this parry, immediately take 4 hits plus a degen, which sucks. Turn off her invisibility cloak with a heavy attack, and now we're just building up to the special 2 for normal Hulkling rotation, letting her go back and hold block. As soon as we have 5 shapeshift charges, there we go. Full 5 hit into our block. Special 2. There we go. So I'm feeling decent about this part of the fight, but the problem is that I miss a special 1 dex here coming up right there. Take that hit. Doesn't mess with my power, of course, so I'm a little bit flustered at this point. I forget to turn off her cloak, so I hit into her with a combo, activate the cloak. Now I've got to wait out the cloak, which is fine because it allows me to build up my shapeshift charges. So I've got more than enough. I do only 4 hits into a block. I have no idea why I didn't finish the 5th combo there. Probably because I knew it wouldn't take me to my special 2. So I just waited out a extra couple seconds and then fire off that special 2. Down she goes. Alright, we're already up in Section 2. Shout out to the Mad Titan who took all 3 shared fights this war. This is an iHulk on Node 30, so the goal here, and I'm actually going to speed the fight up significantly because it is a lot of parry heavy and a lot of missed parries, as you see right there. I don't know what it is about iHulk and that first medium attack, but I miss it 3 or 4 times, I think, in this fight. So again, the goal here is to get as much dot on him as possible. We want to either prevent his immortality with a lot of bleed damage or shut it off with a concussion. So to that effect, a lot of bleeds. You saw me use the SP1 weakness because we can't poison him. At this point, we're building up to the special 2. We're not going to use the degen because he's going to turn most of that into gamma, so we're going to apply the SP2 concussion instead. There's that. Now the goal is to just continue to parry heavy, whittle him down, build up to that SP3, and then lock in that weakness and that concussion. And between those 2 debuffs and the bleeds, we are completely shutting off the healing from the reinvigorated node. There's another missed parry there. And a third one, they just keep on coming. So don't want to push him to SP2, especially if he ends up going unblockable and we don't successfully shut off his immortality. So we don't want to have to dex those rocks. The SP1 much easier to dodge here. So trying to get that special 1 out of him. We are just about at the special 3. There we go. Bait out 1 more special 1 here. Please cooperate. Please cooperate. There, you can do it. There you go. All right, now we're going to fire off the special 3. This locks in our 70% concussion. And spoiler alert, we do end up stopping his immortality with it, which is really nice. That saves us an extra few seconds of dancing around and potentially taking a few more hits, especially since I missed a bunch of parries. I'm already down to half health. I was really hoping that the concussion would do its job here. So from this point, we're just, again, sticking to heavies. I'm not even using my special attacks because I don't want you know, I don't want to give him more gamma than necessary. He's already above the threshold anyway, so it's either he's going to proc the immortality or doesn't, and he doesn't. Yay! All right, next up we have a Mole Man. Got to heal up everybody before this one. Hulkling I will need for a mini-boss later. Void I'll need for the boss later, so we used a team heal there. This fight should have been extremely easy for me. I mean, it still is easy. However, I make a critical error, one of the dumbest mistakes I've ever made in a war, specific against Mole Man. That is, I hit into his block, and I don't know what I was thinking, if I was distracted or just impatient or what, but literally all I needed to do was parry heavy with this guy, let him throw his specials, and for some stupid reason, I don't do that. So I think I bait out this special 2, and then go in for the punish, and right near the end of the fight here, I get super impatient, hit into his block, he immediately goes unstoppable, activates Frenzy, crits me, and I'm like, oh god, please bleed immunity, please save me from this fate. One of the dumbest deaths I would have had. Thankfully, I out-damage him, and then I'm so, like, look, my screen, I must have put down my phone because my screen lock wasn't on, and the whole orientation flipped over, so that was pretty funny. All right, we have a Penny Parker mini-boss on node 55. This is going to ramp up her auto block. She's also got Brute Force, Hard Knock Life, and Limber. We are going to boost up for this and for the boss fight. Going to go in with Hulkling here. This actually ends up being a faster fight than the one that I had in the previous war. However, I do not get the second SP2 off in time while my unblockable's off, and you'll see what happens with that. So already at 2 bars of power, thanks to the power back, or the power start 1 boost, fire off that first special 1, I'm already set to go, but for some reason I dash in, and I throw that special 2 right into her block, but you can see even without actually hitting her, the block damage on that special 2 was pretty incredible, and it gave me enough distance to not get punished for it. So, okay, last we have a Dr. Doom boss. I'm going to go in here with Void because for some reason this person placed a boss with suicides, which is really ironic because there was a member of their alliance who was in the war chat trying to call me out personally for our boss, saying that it was a weak champ and an easy solo, and my dude is out here placing bosses with suicides on. So, you know, already with Void, we're getting close to 10k damage per second. I took a heavy early on. Doesn't even matter. I could, like, literally just sit here and do nothing, and Void would probably clear this fight for me. So, very, very easy fight. We needed this solo. We were behind the 8-ball late in the war. I think we were 2 or 3 deaths behind at this point. So, we needed solos on that Penny previously, and then this Doom boss to have any hope of winning the war. So, I think I missed this special 1 dex, yeah. Definitely not my cleanest fight against a Doom, especially with a character that I am very familiar with. But, you know, as long as we don't take pretty much an unblocked combo at this point, he's going to more or less kill himself. And so you can see we're overpowering all the healing from Conduit. You know, Void doesn't have the tactic I mentioned earlier, but it doesn't matter. The degen is just too strong, and all of his hits are physical, so he's not triggering Conduit on his basic attacks. It's really just his special attacks. We can knock him down, doesn't matter, he's already at 5%, and this special ends up killing himself. There we go, Void solo on the Doom boss. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to give us the W. We got our first loss of the season, so 6 kills for me, 0 deaths. Our record drops to 5-1. Shout out to everybody in M&M's, except for that one guy who was trying to get a rise out of me. We had a good laugh about that in the Alliance chat afterward. That's going to do it for this war, folks. If you liked it, please hit like and sub and all that good stuff. And thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.